not charged, but I'm tired of just making ends meet. See, I want to be blessed. I don't want to be blessed. I want to be blessed to be a blessing. You see, I want to live my life in the overflow. I want to have more than enough. Check this out. When it's time for me to start to elevate, been down too long, time to graduate. Mount up my wings like an eagle, you see. Turn all my dreams to reality. Ain't nothing on this earth hold me. My desires, he promised that if I have faith, if I believe, faith size of a mustard seed. I want to be blessed, to be a blessing. Prosperous life, no more stressing. That won't know me from the moon to the sun. He'll keep blessing me in every recession. I got to do something with this life he give. It's planned for me, that's what I wanna live. As long as I got God on my side, the hater just gonna have to let me fly. Yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. Yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. Oh yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? See, we got to speak that thing into existence. Because it's gonna happen. You gotta believe it. In your heart, and in your mind, and in your soul. So you gotta repeat this after me. See what you say, so you can say what you heard. I wanna be living. I gotta be living. And I'm gonna live. Come on, you repeat after me. Come on, say. I wanna be living. I gotta be living. And I'm gonna live. I wanna be living. I got to be living. And I'm gonna live. Let's go. I wanna be living. I gotta be living. And I'm gonna live. Oh, now y'all got it. Your blessings is
On the way.
I won't have in the overflow right here on earth. Blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? In the overflow. Blessed when I come, blessed when I go.
Hey. Hey, your boy still got it, y'all. And welcome to Overflow, the Everyday People Show. Guess what, y'all? This is the only show that anybody, me, you, your mama, and your cousin too, can just come on and just chop it up. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up, y'all? What's going on with y'all? What's going on out there? I hope y'all had a nice weekend and a Monday. You know what I'm saying? Glad y'all could be with me. I ask y'all to do one favor. Just share this live with your folks, man. Share this live with your mama, your cousin, your uncle, them. Tell him that boy from that Bankhead's in the house again. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all out there. Shout out to your folks. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we got a lot to chop up today, y'all. Your Republican Lindsey Graham, he seems to be calling for a ride. He said he gonna start a ride if Trump get indicted. What y'all think about that? Y'all ready for these crazy Trump supporters again, man? Y'all ready for these folks to throw down on y'all? And my girl, Fanni Willis, man, she's trying to clean these streets of ATL, Fulton County up. She said she coming after y'all, and she coming hard. She said you in the game, you in the wrong county for that, baby. She coming to get you. But I see some folks out there posting about mass incarceration. They worry about mass incarceration and not the criminals. What's wrong with y'all people, man? Lock them up. But look, how y'all feel about that, though, man? Y'all think she's a tough cookie, man? She's going after Trump. She's going after everybody. Fanni Willis ain't playing the radio, man. If you come to Fulton County with that mess, she got a message for y'all. And who do y'all think the King of R&B is? Your boy Usher stood up and said, I am the King of R&B. He say he worked hard for that. He say he should be called the King of R&B. Who do y'all think is the King of R&B? Now that R. Kelly's locked up, you got folks out there claiming to be the King of R&B now. Your boy Usher stood up and said he's the King of R&B. Point blank, period. We're going to get to this and much more, y'all. We also got a familiar friend in the house today. He going to answer. If y'all got any law enforcement questions, he's the smartest man in the world. My boy Darrin, DVP Bell, will be here today to answer y'all questions. Any question y'all want about law enforcement. Lil Pookie got locked up. What's the child do? Stuff like that. Any law enforcement question, he got y'all covered today. He'll be here later chopping up with your boys and girls. Let me get my folks off in this thing, man. Up in here. What's that main one?
What up?
Agitator.
What up?
And owner of what clothing line you the owner of?
Rich State of Mind Clothing.
State of Mind Clothing, y'all. Go cop y'all a t-shirt, pair of drawers, or something from him. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with your main one, man?
Man, sipping on a little tea, man. I was in the yard the last 2 days, man. Yeah, the last 2 days, man. My allergies kicking my ass.
Oh, you got something on?
Getting too old for this shit, man. I'm gonna have to start paying somebody to get in that yard.
Yeah, man. You should have been paying somebody all that money you making, man.
Oh, shit.
You try to save every coin you can get, man.
Don't tell that lie.
I'm pretty sure y'all got somebody up there who give you about $50. You got a big yard?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Oh, you get about $60, man. They get one of them ride lawnmower to hit that thing, man. They be out in about 30, 45 minutes, man.
Yeah.
What you get a cut every 2 weeks?
Nah, yeah, something like that. But it's something about when I get in the yard, I put my headphones in, man. I just zone out, just think about shit.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like my reprieve, but I got to put a mask or something on. Man.
Coach, you got to push more.
Yeah.
You got to self-propel.
Yeah, it's self-propel.
Oh, fair say, man, you.
And it's battery operated, which ain't worth a shit because that shit man, I cut like maybe a third of my yard and the battery going dead.
Oh man, yeah, y'all work. So it's almost over. It's almost winter time, man.
Yeah, I'm giving it one more cut and that's it. I ain't cutting no more.
Yeah, then you got to get out there and rake leaves.
Nah, I ain't got no trees near me, so I'm good. I ain't got to rake.
Oh, okay. Y'all share this live. Y'all share this live to your Facebook page, please. One favor. That's all I ask y'all. Share this live. Let me get your nemesis in, man. Your nemesis, BT.
B to the
BT Thompson's in the house.
What's good? Did my ears deceive me? Did I hear Main One say he gonna put on a mask? A mask? Whoa! No.
Not to walk around in the yard.
He ain't trying to mask up, is he?
I know he trying to mask up, man. He trying to mask up. It's all good.
If I ain't did it in 2 years, why the hell I'm gonna start now?
What's good, fellas? How y'all feeling?
What's going on, BT?
Oh man, did y'all see the new Sports Illustrated cover? I know it's gonna trigger you, man. One is LeBron and his two sons. Oh my
Why does that
God!
trigger me?
Because you're not a LeBron fan. See,
I am a LeBron fan.
oh, you are?
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not a fan of his antics.
Oh, LeBron got two sons?
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Okay, all right. Let me tell you about his son. All right, he had his oldest son is 6'3", and he looks just like his mama. And then he has another son named Bryce Maximus, who's 2 years younger than him, who's 15, and he grew 12 inches in a year. He's 6'6" now.
Yeah,
he looks like LeBron in glasses. Man, I like that Sports Illustrated cover, the chosen one with LeBron. That's exactly what he looks like right now.
now he gonna be the one. Bryce
He's gonna be the one. He gonna be the truth.
I saw him play over the summer here. They were at the Peach Jam. I saw him play.
Yeah, he got a nice little mid-range game already, and he's starting to use that size. He gonna be the truth, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I don't like how LeBron putting pressure to play with his. Now he's talking about he want to play with his youngest son. I don't like that. I don't like that because they might not be one. They might not be one and done talents. You know, they might need 2-3 years in college. You know, but he's putting that pressure on him to come to the league so he can play with him. And I don't like that. You know, I mean, I'll be a little critical of LeBron. Man, LeBron doesn't make a lot of missteps, but I'll be critical about that on him.
But that's why I think he's a great player. He's definitely top greatest player of all time. You can rank him where you want. I don't do all that ranking shit, but you can rank him where you want. But it's the other stuff, like he'll do stuff and then cry victim when people criticize it. I hate shit like that. Like at the Peach Jam, for instance, Bronny was playing. Their team was playing, right? And at halftime, he goes up to the damn scorer's table, gets the ball, and wants to shoot at halftime. I was like, man, sit your ass down and be a parent, bro. Why everybody know you here? Why you want to be seen, bro? Sit your ass down. It ain't like he went and got some kids and said, let's shoot around. He just out there working on his broke ass jump shot and shit like that. I'm like, man, sit down, man.
Man, you gonna be like that when your son make it, man.
No, I'm proud.
You gonna be like that? That's my boy. That's my boy right there. It's my boy.
Hey, he all in the timeouts. When the coach called timeout, he called Bronny over to talk to him. Bronny's supposed to be in the huddle with the team. He talking to him by himself. I'm like, see, that's why I don't like that dude, man. I don't like him.
So Bronny's the phenom.
No, Bronny. Let me tell you something. Bronny, I think he's gonna be an NBA player. He's gonna be a solid NBA player. His game is kind of like Rondo, but he plays a little bit above the rim though. He got hops, but like
you don't think he'll one and done though, do you?
But nah. I don't think he'll one and done. Not yet. I mean, a lot can happen in the next 2 years, you know. But right now, looking at him, he doesn't look like a one and done dude. Now, the young one might be bigger he might end up bigger than LeBron. He might be 6'10". Yeah.
He's already talking about schools that he want to go to, so we already know that.
He
know he's going to school. We know he probably ain't gonna be one and done because me personally, I don't think he's good enough. If he does do it off of his name, it won't be because he's just that guy.
Well, Coach K gone, so they ain't going to Duke now.
No, Bronny has a lot of teams looking at him on the West Coast, like Oregon and a couple of like Washington State, a couple other schools I saw. I think Bryce got his first offer from Duquesne already. He got his first offer from Duquesne already.
And what class he in?
He won't. He's a sophomore. No, he's about to be a sophomore. He's coming to be a sophomore year.
What Bronny is?
Bronny's a senior.
Oh, he's a senior. Oh. So y'all think LeBron gonna try to hang around and play with him?
Yeah. That's why he signed a 2-year extension with the Lakers.
He definitely gonna do that.
So he has an opt out in that 3rd year, and whoever drafts Bronny, we can go play with him. That's what that's what
I
he
think
does.
that'll be a first. That'll be a first that ever happened, right?
I think so. I think so.
I know it. I think it happened in
Both sons
baseball.
played at the
I
same
think it
time.
happened in baseball, but
Oh yeah,
King
Ken Griffey and his daddy.
yeah,
They played together.
it happened in baseball, but I don't think it ever happened in basketball.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't happened.
You got to be in good shape to last that long in basketball,
right?
Yeah.
And you got to be planting seeds early. so, so I guess it was a good combination then.
Right. What I like about LeBron, man, is he did everything the right way, man. You know, he was a kid that grew up in the projects, not without a father figure, and he stays out of a lot of controversy. He doesn't have no outside kids, doesn't have no baby mamas, doesn't have no DWIs, don't get caught with weed. I'm not saying he's supposed to do that, but someone who went from in the projects in Akron, Ohio, to having $100 million contract in a 6-month period, you know, with Nike. So basically, there's a lot of pitfalls. There's a lot of drama you can fall into, and he sidestepped it all. You know, there's a few athletes that's like that.
You know what that means? You got some good ass homeboys, man.
Yeah, man.
I was about to say that.
You ain't got no Michael Vick type homeboy.
Whoa, man! Don't get me started on that.
You ain't got no Michael Vick type. You got some down ass homies, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He elevated his homeboys and brought him on his team and elevated his boys, his whole starting five.
Yeah, they eating too.
Yeah.
He let them eat. You know what I'm saying?
He insulated himself so well that
right.
if a broad want to holler at him, she got to go through 5 different dudes before the message get to him.
Man, to be real, if LeBron doesn't, after he retires, he could run a master class on how to be a professional, man, and clean up, man. And really, if you follow the LeBron
plan, do that though. I don't think he want to do that. That doesn't send a bad message to his wife.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying give away everything, but yeah, I feel you.
All right, man. Let's get into one of these topics, man. Let's get into your on the politically agitated boy, man, Lindsey Graham. This is
my first time here.
Former Trump hater, man. Lindsey Graham was a former Trump. He was the biggest Trump hater out there, man.
And now he's saying what?
And now he can't seem to get Trump out of him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to get.
Senator Lindsey Graham raising eyebrows with these comments following the FBI's retrieval of at least 184 classified documents from Mar-a-Lago.
If there's a prosecution of Donald Trump for mishandling classified information after the Clinton debacle, which you presided over and did a hell of a good job, there'll be riots in the streets.
Joining us now, New York Magazine Washington correspondent Olivia Nuzzi and New York One political reporter Emily No. Olivia, how should one read what Lindsey Graham just said there?
How can you tell if there's a difference? Did he live through the insurrection? I didn't think that Lindsey Graham was overly concerned about political violence in the wake of that over these last few months that he has been defending the former president. I think, it's an attempt to fearmonger, and it's not all that surprising given how Lindsey Graham has kind of done everything and said anything that he could think of to try and support the former president. But it's as if the insurrection did not happen, to say that as if something like that has never happened before, and it would be completely unprecedented for the former president's supporters to do that. It sounds pretty ridiculous.
Emily?
I do hope that Senator Graham understands the weight of his words. He seems to be simultaneously indicating that he believes the former president, to be above the law, but also potentially inciting violence. And this is the same Lindsey Graham who, the day after there was rioting in the streets, insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th, said, "Count me out, enough is enough." But also the same Lindsey Graham who is trying to resist the grand jury probe into potential election interference in Georgia by Donald Trump and his allies. So it seems that his fealty is fluid, but he does seem to be saying what conveniences him right now.
The dog whistle. I call it the dog whistle.
Yep, that was his stand back and stand by. That's basically what he said.
Yeah, exactly. Look at Jermaine.
What? I had nothing to say.
That's your boy, man.
But here's the thing, man. The crazies, they still crazy. The one dude attacked the FBI building with a nail gun after Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago was raided. Now the only thing we have to worry about is if there's another like a gathering or something for them to come and attack. So like if they're not organized, there's nothing really to worry about. Like if there's nothing an event that's a lot of people's going to be at, like them storming the Capitol on January 6th, then there's probably not a lot to worry about. But if there is somewhere where a lot of people gather, those clowns could get together and do something if Donald Trump gets indicted. And that's the thing. You never know when the indictment is going to come down, and when it comes down, when are they going to get a chance to riot, and where are they going to go? I don't know. That's great question, I guess.
Jermaine, what say you?
I don't really have much to say about that. He's a politician. He flip-flop just like all the rest of them. So 1 minute he on Donald Trump dick, and next minute he ain't.
Wait. No, he was.
The same with Liz Cheney. She was on his dick for 4 years, and then now all of a sudden she hate the nigga. So,
well, she at least it took something for her to wake up.
Right. It took the riots for her to wake up.
It took something for her to wake up. You know what I'm saying?
It took 4 years for her to wake up.
But here's the thing with people like Lindsey Graham, because he was one of the biggest Trump haters ever, man.
We sure was. He talked bad about him in the primaries. Horrible.
Well, everybody who's an established politician hated Trump because he wasn't part of the establishment, or his outlook looks like he wasn't part of the establishment.
Yeah. Everybody, man. There were a lot of conservatives like let's give Trump a chance, even though he was outside the box and all that. But like, there's a reason why they wanted him out. I think a little small thing in their mind, they knew what was going to happen if he got in office. It was stuff like this, like it's stuff like what's going on. The whole raid. He took top secret documents. And then it's one thing, top secret documents, and then the DOJ asked for him back, and he says, "Okay, here they go." And he knew good and well he didn't give back all of them, and then now that they're acting like, oh, it's some sort of some sort of coup or some sort of disparage of justice, that they're gonna go in his house and go get him. This is stuff. If they fall into the wrong hands, we got a problem. So it's a big deal.
Well, them clowns, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about them Republicans, man.
I don't see. I mean,
it's not like I'm in love with the Democrat. It's just
right.
I'm gonna tell you why they hate Donald Trump so much. It's not like he's any different than any of them. His policies, if you look at his foreign policy and any other his policies ain't too much far from Biden's policies. The only thing they hate about him is he say the quiet shit out loud. He say all the quiet shit that's supposed to be under the table we ain't supposed to know about. He say that shit out loud. Like the serious shit that happened when we over there stealing oil and shit. He saying that shit. Yeah, we got the oil. We ain't giving that shit back. We got troops over there. It's like, nigga, you ain't supposed to say that shit. They want somebody to control. They can't. He unpredictable. You never know what he gonna tweet, what he gonna say. But he governs just like the rest of them. He governs just like Biden. He governs just like goddamn Obama. He governs just like Bush. He governs just like Clinton. He ain't no different.
He just talk too much.
Yeah, he just talk too goddamn much.
He just think out loud.
Yeah.
But he also do underhanded shit, like try to convince the DOJ not to prosecute people. You know what I'm saying? He try to use his. He try to flex his muscles and use his influence like he's bartering a deal. and it doesn't work like that.
Which one of them?
You can't use presidential power. Huh?
Which president hasn't used their power and abused it at some point? Some would say Biden's abusing his quote unquote power with the student loan forgiveness.
Abusing it how?
Because just last year, Nancy Pelosi said that he don't have the power to do that. Right now, before election, now he does have the power to do it. So, I mean, which one is it? Is she the third most powerful woman in the fucking damn world?
I mean, if Congress felt like he was abusing his power, they can shut that down.
Well,
they can shut it down.
Well, I know. Well, the Supreme Court is probably going to shut that shit down, and that's going to be the out. That's going to be the out. Before this shit rolls out, if it don't go the way the Democrats think it's going to go, where they can put their people on the Supreme Court, they're going to say, "Hey, look, this," and the Supreme Court come back and say, "Hey, we're not doing that student loan." They're going to blame the goddamn the reason why, because people ain't come out and vote.
And you're gonna force the Democrats' hands. That's gonna force the Democrat hand, and then they're gonna expand the courts and pack them, and then the Supreme Court ain't gonna have nothing to say about that. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. You might as well let it happen. You might as well let this happen.
My thing is, either you do it, you fucking there and wipe it all clean, or don't do it at all. Wipe everything clean, bro. If we can give all these countries, we've given Israel, like, we give them like $38 billion a year, bro. We can wipe if we want to. We can wipe this shit out if we want to.
This is what I think that, you know what I was real, and conservatives actually kind of have really came to this conclusion, helped me come to this conclusion. I think the government should take like half student loans, and then the other half, it should come from the endowments from these colleges. You know what I'm saying? The colleges, they would make the colleges take a loan out against the endowments and pay it off to pay off these predatory student loans. Well, actually, the problem is it's Sally Mae and them. You know, they're the ones that's the problem.
Yeah,
the interest rates.
But they in bed with DC. They got their people in place in DC so they can stay alive. Because shit, Sally Mae changed they fucking damn name how many times? Look, I got student loan. I got student loan. I know how many times I get letters saying, "Hey, we ain't going by this name no more. We're going by this name." And every time I get a new letter, my balance done went up. It's like, hold up, goddamn, how the balance went up because y'all changed the name. I can over the last 10 years, I can tell you my loan has been with at least 5 different people. At least 5.
So BT, I got a question for you. Why didn't they put this through Congress? Why didn't they pass this? Why didn't they make this a law? Yeah, why you do? You got this. You got the House. You got the Senate. Why are you doing the executive order on this?
Why? Do you want to know the diplomatic reason or the real reason? I mean, the real reason is because you got people, you got Democrats that are wild cards and that are corporate Democrats that might not fall in line, you know. So that might be that might be the holdup, like Manchin and Cinema, you know. So why not do it? I mean, and then do it, and doing an executive order that nobody can stop. Well, or almost nobody can stop is really the best way. Because you can control the timing of it right before midterms, and really, man, it's a spade. I'm telling you, he ain't got no diamonds in his head. He cutting spades. He cutting diamonds with the spades. He
reneging because he a nigga.
Quit leading. Tell McConnell quit leading with them diamonds. I'm telling you, Trump got nothing. They got nothing but spades.
End of the hand, his old ass gonna stand up. He gonna have all kind of hearts and diamonds and clubs under his ass. Have y'all actually gone to the student aid website and looked at the bullet points and looked at what it says?
Yeah, my daughter got student loans, so we I made sure I looked at that to see if she qualifies.
Is she gonna qualify for it?
Yeah. She had the Pell Grant, and so she might get 20.
And see, that's why you got to look at the wording too, because if you don't have the Pell Grant, then it's up to $10,000.
Right.
So it's $10,000 up to $10,000. So you got to watch the language with these sneaky motherfuckers. They sneaky now, but they'll come on Twitter and be like, "Oh, he canceling student debt. Oh, student debt is canceled." It's like, hold on, no, it ain't.
No.
Stop saying that shit.
Yeah, I knew he was never gonna cancel them all the way out. That's what everybody wanted and all that. I was like, nah, 10,000, 20,000, yeah. And then he gonna ration it out, and then he gonna hit you with another 10 or 20,000 in 2 years when he try to get reelected.
But like I said, I mean, 10,000, whatever. I hope it helps everybody. You know, if it benefits me, cool. But 10,000 for somebody who got $75,000 worth of student loans is really not much. And this is
it's better than it.
But listen to what I'm saying. If you got $75,000 worth of loans and you get $10,000 knocked off, okay, cool. Now it's $65,000, right? So come January, the interest rate is they gonna pause. The pause is gone. Hold on, I'm reading it right here. And the payments will resume in January 23rd. So the pause is gonna be over after January, right? So if your income had increased and you can only pay the principal, the interest still gonna you're gonna be in the same spot in about 4 or 5 years, because if your pay ain't increased, then you can't pay the interest on that.
The interest escalates. And what they're doing,
you're not gonna be able to the payment and the interest at by
DVP in the house.
You only gonna be able to pay the principal. But
that's what you want. But the interest, it's not compound interest, but it's an escalating interest, and that interest is being knocked out.
It's at 5%. It's being
right. So it's gonna be a significant chunk that's gonna be taken care of.
Right, but if you're not making enough money to pay the principal and the interest is just going to keep accumulating, then you're going to end up being in the same spot.
I mean, that's any loan. That's a home loan. That's a business loan. That's any loan.
And then now we got to ask the question: why is it so easy for you to get loans from these predatory lenders, and you can't get a business loan? You got to go through all kind of red tape to get a business loan, but they'll give you $100,000 student loan like that. Look, here you go.
Why is that?
You got the business plan for 20. All you need is 25 grand. You got to go through all kind of red tape to try to get that.
Right. Exactly, man. And you actually, and who's that really affect? That affects the Black community, because we don't have a consistent stream of finance in our community. Of getting, I mean, the only thing they'll give us loans for is cars, houses, and schools. And you got to realize, and you got and look at the interest rates on those. It's a cycle, because you can't with those three loans. It's really difficult to achieve generational wealth. All right, paying off a house, that is one step towards generational wealth, but that's only one step. But getting a business loan, that's definitely a step towards generational wealth. That's not applied to us.
Right, because we all know you're not going to obtain generational wealth through your income. It's just not.
You're right. No, inflation won't allow that.
All right, let's move on to the next story, man. My girl down here, Fanni Willis, man. You got something to say?
I got a question for Jermaine and BT.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Whatever happened to this black bank that was supposed to be doing all this stuff to help us create this generational wealth? They got all them people to start putting their money over there.
It's on the way. It's on the way. My goodness. Man, do you think the bank opened its doors in February and then in August everybody got generational wealth? No, come on, man.
What's the name of that bank, BT?
Come on, man. It takes time.
What? BT, it didn't take no time for them to start taking people's deposits.
DVP, we're competing against an institution like Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. These are 200 and 300 year institutions. We're not going to get to that level in our lifetime. Our children aren't going to get to that level in our lifetime. You know, our children's children may not. It's going to take time. Y'all gotta build everything brick by brick.
Okay, so where are the steps? Where are the steps?
The steps the steps are being put in place. It's starting the financial institution. Now, what they need to do, what they need to do is make sure they have in place is that they're getting all the federal grants that they're entitled to as a FDIC member lending institution.
Okay,
so that's what they need to be doing.
Did you read the fine print that said they're not FDIC insured?
No, I didn't read that fine print.
Okay, go ahead and read the
are you
fine
talking
print,
about? Are you talking about the Greenwood?
Yeah,
right. They're not FDIC insured.
No, and okay. The white banks that back them are FDIC insured. And see, people ain't reading none of that fine print. And again, when we talk about this, we are the biggest manipulators of us, and we keep saying, "Give us time, give us time." But if you ain't even FDIC insured, you ain't come in with a good plan. Because again, they telling us it's all black. They got some people out there who look like us, but all the real funding is done by white people and white banks. But they still, that's who FDIC insured. So they got to get your money to them. Greenwood ain't doing nothing. But we falling for their hyper who look like us and telling us what's good for us. So we're going to all put our money over there. That ain't going to come nowhere back because you keep saying it take time, but somewhere that first step got to be took.
Hey,
that first step. Yes, sir.
That bank is almost like Dr. Umar's school.
Oh, man, stop that. No, it ain't.
But
I ain't seen no school yet.
And he got money too?
Hey, my man down in Albany, the little young boy, he got his school.
LeBron got his school. So we keep talking about everything take time, but at some point the clock got to start running, and we got to start holding people accountable. We quickly jump on everybody else, but we keep giving each other a pass. Oh, well, if you didn't know what it took to start a bank, you shouldn't have asked for nothing until you was ready to open up and get ready to do your thing.
Yeah, Dr. Umar's school is not government subsidized at all.
Hold on.
LeBron's school is.
What is
there's a difference.
What is he a doctor of again?
He has like 3 doctorates. Literally, yeah. I mean, he's legit. Look at it.
Oh, you better look at them court cases. He ain't legit.
Come on, man. He has like 3 different doctorates. He's laid them out there. I mean, people come at him, but he got receipts. He's legit. He's a legit doctor. He's not honorary or none of that. I mean, the man been in school. He spent like 10 years in school. He better be a doctor.
Better be. Okay.
I'm sorry. I mean, I understand you don't necessarily like his personality and the way he comes off.
Things, but you still need to be who you say you are if that's what you're gonna claim.
Right, and he lays out. He's pretty transparent on everything he's laid out. I'm good with it. I'm good with Dr. Umar. I've seen it. He's growing. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like people, like 3 years ago, 4 years. If you disagreed with him, you were a coon. You were a sellout. You was a bed wench. You was this. If you simply just disagreed with him, now he is like, brother, I got to disagree with you, and he'll lay out his argument, and he's getting a lot better at a lot of stuff. He still has some philosophies and ideologies I don't necessarily rock with, but at the end of the day, I support him because I know what he's doing. He's trying to educate young black children and not indoctrinate them. You know what I'm saying? And he's passionate about it, educating black children.
No, he's passionate about getting money from black people. He don't like black. He don't like girls at all. So don't say black children. Everything he talk about is about black boys, and then he disrespectful to black women. Don't do that. Don't do that, BT.
It's not DVP. Come on, man. You taking small snips, viral snips, and you running with it. I mean, come on, man.
BT, I have watched several of his videos. I watched several. I ain't watching snip. I spent an hour and a half watching his video because I wanted to be wrong. Umar is who he
he
said is.
I think Umar, he's one of them cats, man. He have to keep this. He have to keep doing these videos like this. He have to keep kind of like act like he for the culture, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Umar's a woman hater,
and I don't think he practices a lot of what he preaches.
He's a woman hater.
You think he's a woman hater? I don't think.
I'm sorry, he's a black woman hater. Let me be clear on that.
DVP, I usually spot out black women hater, and I call them out. There are a lot of dudes that's like that have these platforms, and that I agree with you on that. But I don't necessarily think he's a woman hater, especially if the woman is, if she's pro-black and everything. But he's critical of black women. He's harsh on black women that get with white men, just like he's harsh on black men that are with white women. I don't agree with that, man. I believe in, you love who you love, man. It is what it is. But he thinks that you cannot be pro-black and be in an interracial marriage. So he's hard on people like that. Like I heard him getting on Shannon Sharp because Shannon Sharp dated a white woman. I'm like, I mean, come on, man. I mean, I think that's counterproductive. I think we're worried about too many small things. We got our eyes on a prize. Our prize is ahead of us. We got to take steps towards it. We can't stop and fight with each other. We can't stop the fight with each other. We got to push forward.
It ain't about stopping the fight. It's about calling BS.
So you can't pull the bus over and fight, right?
Hey, can't pull the bus over.
Hey, he pulled the bus over for them strippers when he was talking all that trash.
There you go. There you go.
He pulled the bus over when he was gonna get his goons to go jump on Gayle. You know what I'm saying? Come on, no. That came out of his mouth. He gonna send his goons out to Gayle Johnson. Why you need to fight a woman?
Yeah, that was a bad look. That was a bad look. You saw the
video where he threatened to take them people outside because they wouldn't donate no money to his cause. I'm sure you saw the video where he said we spend more money on grits. We should be investing in his school that don't exist for 35,000 years. I mean, when are we gonna get some results as opposed to this?
Well, I guess he like these big mega preachers, man. He just ain't preaching. He just ain't doing it in the pulpit, But he has an agenda. He's pushing an agenda. That's all he do. You know what I'm saying?
Umar agenda, because BT. When we do the next show, hey Rob, ask BT to show us where all that money done, because people been donating and they ain't got nothing for it. But some video, he walked through a school in Delaware that still ain't open. I saw the video. He walked through a school with this. Oh, we're gonna be opening soon. That was 3 years ago. He walked through a school in Delaware because I called my folks in Delaware to verify it's a legit building. They verified this is a legit building.
It's a legit building. Yeah.
To this day, that building is still closed.
It's not.
It don't take 3 years to open up a building.
He don't have a 501c3 where he can get government grants for this. He's doing this grassroots.
Okay.
He's doing it strictly on donation.
If Jermaine gonna open a school and he know he needs some of these things, like a 501c3, because everybody and their mama got one now. Why he ain't got one, but he started taking in donation? Where that money going to? He ain't got
it's going to the school. It's going to the
what school, BT?
He got to pay taxes on the property.
Jermaine, how long can a girl tell you she's pregnant before you realize she's just milking you for your money? She can't be pregnant for 3 years, can she?
But the thing with him is his ego gets involved, because there's been plenty of people that I know that have tried to help him, that I've seen try to help him, and he want all the kudos to go to him. Like King Randall in Albany, he started out with just a regular house, and he just started housing boys, teaching them how to do fix on cars and stuff like that until he got another house, and built like that. Umar want to go out there and get this big old school and start all extravagant. Well, no, if you building it grassroots, and people need to see you building it grassroots and then build it gradually. Not
right.
I'm a builder.
That property it shot over his budget because it had back taxes on it. You gotta, if you purchase a property that the taxes haven't been paid on, you gotta catch the taxes up. You gotta do it.
So this doctor don't know this.
He knows it, but it's either that or start over and find another property. You know what I'm saying? Either take that financial hit or start over and find another property.
It's a million realtors in this country right now. You can find one who can find your property if you got the money.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So you telling me all realtors are boycotting Umar?
No. No, I'm not saying. I didn't say a realtor. I mean, how do we know he's not working with a realtor? You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, I think he's getting. I think he's working towards it, but like, I don't think he wants to. He doesn't want to take money from the wrong place and to have strings attached. That's the problem.
You heard the Christmas story of the two sisters, one who thought positive, one who thought negative. So they was trying to get them to calm down. So the one sister who always saw negative, they gave her a horse. She started crying because she thought she was finna die. The one sister who always thought positive, they gave her a closet full of horse shit. And she went around looking for the horse. You see positive in everything, BT. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But
damn, man.
Umar been around for 100 years. Umar been around for 100 years, and we ain't even he ain't even got no following. He ain't got no following. BT.
You can't do my boy BT like that, man.
But BT don't eat my boy. But hey, me and Jermaine still on the road. That girl can't be pregnant for 3 years and ain't no baby showed up. She's still talking about she needs $75. No. At some point, we gotta have a baby drop. We gotta have a baby to drop.
Let's find something to talk about.
I ain't got nothing for that.
Let's talk about my girl Fanni Willis, man.
I am not going to negotiate with gang members. You do not get to commit crimes in my county.
That is Fulton County District Attorney Fanni Willis. She is pledged to crack down on gang activity in Fulton County and across Metro Atlanta. The latest investigation involves the drug-rich gang, and Willis announced today she is formally bringing RICO charges against 26 alleged gang members.
Yeah, that's right. So officials say these alleged gang members primarily targeted athletes and entertainers around Metro Atlanta, using social media to learn what they had and how to break into their home.
Tonight, Joe Ripley has more details on the indictment and where the case against the gang stands right now.
If you thought Fulton was a good county to bring your crime to bring your violence to, you are wrong, and you are going to suffer consequences.
Fulton County District Attorney Fanni Willis on a 94-page indictment spelling out 220 charges against 26 people alleged to be involved in the drug-rich gang.
They use things like prescription bottles and money symbols, and this is in their jewelry and their tattoos, and we see that present here.
Investigators say the gang started in DeKalb County in 2016, but has branched out across Metro Atlanta, committing crimes like shootings, home invasions, and burglaries. Their 16 targets include Atlanta celebrities, athletes, and influencers who all post their possessions on social media.
They're immediately going to closets. They're immediately going to bedrooms. They know where these high-end items are.
According to this indictment from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, investigators used rap lyrics and social media to track down some of the gang members. Last week, Sandy Springs police announced the arrest of 3 people in Florida tied to the drug-rich gang. Sergeant Matt McGinnis says gang members are not stopping there.
Anybody can be at risk, and that's the scary part. And that's why we've tried to tell people, don't post on social media what you don't want the world to see.
Investigators say nearly 20 people listed in the indictment are in custody, while at least 5 remain on the run.
We know who they are. They know who they are. And our message to them is simply this: come turn yourself in, because we're not going to stop until we get you.
I am not going to negotiate with gang members. I am not going to allow pleas. We are going to find you. We are going to convince you. And we're going to send you to the prison for the rest of your days. And I'm not apologizing for that.
In Atlanta, Joe Ripley, 11 Alive News.
Man, hold up.
Man, I like her, man. I don't care.
She's not playing.
I ain't mad at that.
I like her, man.
She said, I read one quote. She said, it's about you either move out of Atlanta or stop snitching on yourself on social media. But you know what? If she goes and seeks higher office, people gonna attack her about locking up black people. You know what I'm saying? That's like they did Kamala Harris.
No, I think once they see crime going down, they won't do that.
Yeah.
I think that old what they call it, mass incarceration. That was some black conservative putting out there.
Yeah. You're gonna open up a can of worms somewhere else. But these young dudes, man, I hope this is an eye opener to these young dudes that be trying to flex on Instagram
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, PvP, you see this shit? You see what he trying to do to you?
I tried to get her. I sent her a lie to come on live, so we can. You know what I'm saying? Damn, man.
Go ahead, BT.
Well, anyway, go ahead, BT. Go ahead, BT.
I'm saying, man, if you're silly enough, if you're silly enough to use rap lyrics and talk about actual stuff, what's that stuff is really happening in Jacksonville, Florida, and they have a whole division, a rap division for the police department for that, you know. So, I mean, if you're silly enough, I mean, I don't have any sympathy for you.
Well,
if you out there doing,
BT, but I'm not for the criminal. I'm just saying, ain't that freedom of speech?
No, not if you tell on yourself. I mean, Rob, let me ask something. If you're at a country club or at a park or something, and you admit that you kill somebody, and that person that you admitted to go to the police and they testify against you, aren't you held liable?
So let me ask you something.
That's the same thing when you put it on your song. It's the same thing. Same thing.
Let's say if somebody like Bob Marley was alive and he go to a state where a sheriff got killed and he starts singing, "I shot the sheriff, but I did not." What, they're gonna lock him up?
No, man, stop that, man. Stop. You know better than that, man.
How far can you go with this, man? Taking people's lyrics that you don't even know it's true or not.
But see, this is where we lose control at, Rob. It ain't. See, we hear something. We don't realize how snitching work. And this is what y'all gonna learn. See, Jermaine on the inside, Jermaine ain't happy with his cut. So when I'm singing songs about drug dealings and running and stuff like that, Jermaine drop a dime. And he can put the pieces together. Understand what RICO is. RICO is a group of people. She proving all these people are working together doing the same thing. It don't take, but all you gotta do is have some weak links. So when I can prove what you saying in your lyrics, you singing about, you're confessing. Because now what you just sang about, somebody is providing me proof. Just like when they love to sing about drugs,
but if you're not saying,
they pop up with drugs.
But if you're not saying specific names, who say I shot a dude last week? You know what I'm saying? What dude did you talk about?
They can't charge you with nothing if you just said I shot a dude last week and you didn't shoot nobody. You know what I'm saying?
But see, here you go. This is what y'all miss out on. See, they will hire people to do nothing but listen to your code words and translate. The military been doing that for years. So now we got people who doing the same thing because they don't understand what people are saying in the music. So all you got to do is get your little 3rd or 4th grader who can break everything down for you. Watch Snowfall. When the dude was rapping about everything that he'd been hearing about and calling out names and they took his music, it's the same thing that's happening because everybody's co-conspiring together because we love to show each other what's going on. We love to do videos and pop the trunk and show the guns. See, you probably don't remember in I want to say it was DC, they locked up one of the news people because they brought a gun out on TV and had a magazine. You can't do that in DC.
But you think they're gonna be permissible in court?
And this, these folk ain't wasting their money on nothing. You giving them evidence. And see what happens is we don't know the finite parts of the law. See, we think you got to have this, and this. They know what the law say. Probable cause, reasonable doubt. Probable cause, reasonable doubt. So when you sing about all these things that happen, about how y'all ran through 4th Ward and did all this, and then I go through 3 years of crime in 4th Ward where this exact thing happened, all I got to do is make a match. Then a jury got to say, well, damn, how they knew all this stuff if they weren't there? If somebody told them and they repeated it, shame on them. Shame on them. But oh yeah, now we singing about sleeping with 14-year-old girls because we stunting and we dropping mollies in they drink. Hey, and what's crazy is we don't realize it's better for us because they'll stop singing about it.
Who gets to say it? Let's say Tupac said he got a song. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. But can he use that? Can he use those same lyrics saying he said he wasn't a killer? You know what I'm saying? But in one song he said he's a killer. In another song he said he's not a killer.
But what's going to happen?
Which one is true?
So you want to stop? You want to stop all this? And they need to take it a step further. Now, if you want to indict the rappers, you need to indict
the record labels.
You need to indict the record labels. You need to indict the radio station programmers that's playing it. Because guess what? Y'all implicated in it as well. I said because that record can't get put out without the record label, unless you ain't on a record label and you just putting it out independently. But then you got to pay a radio to play it to get spins. So it's a lot of people that's involved in it. So yeah, targeting the rappers, that's a good start. But you got to go higher up too. But they ain't gonna do that because you know why?
You're right. It's a war on drugs type thing, and they're going after the petty drug dealers instead of going after the ones that's moving the big dope, up top, that's above these rappers. So, I mean, it's basically kind of like a war on drugs all over again. And they're going after the small players.
I like her spunk. I like it.
Well, what I think ghetto boys, all those dope will be kicked in then.
But we learned now that back in the day, a lot of that stuff was fabricated.
Right.
Wasn't living that life. These boys actually out here doing that shit. They out here robbing and killing people. Man, you think them rappers was doing that back in the day? They weren't doing. They were rapping about stuff they saw other people.
Right. Or they heard about. Right.
Who from NWA was a thug? Ice Cube came from a middle class family, or Eazy-E. Didn't none of them boys struggle with nothing. They sang about what they heard from other people. That's all they did. They weren't like these new age boys. Come on now. Tupac went to a school of arts. Come on, how thuggish is that? How thuggish is that? Oh yeah, I'm going to a music school, and I'm come on now.
So you think? But all gangsters, man, ain't poor, trash, broke dudes. You know, so some of them, what I'm saying, get money. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of them get money. That's why they get indicted.
You're right, because a lot of these kids didn't grow up in poverty like rappers did in the 80s and the 90s. So they play that gangster role. Fulio is a dude has a song called When I See You, and it sounds like a Rest in Peace Homeboy song, and he's in front of a headstone, and it's supposed to be but if you knew what was going on and you listened to him, and he's at the headstone of a dude that he supposedly killed, and I'm like, wow, this is real. This is real going on in the streets today. You know what I'm saying? So,
BT, what's going on in your city? You got older rappers fighting Zero and Trader True. What's up with that? You got these dudes in their parties.
Man, this hurts my heart. I'm from Briargate. Briargate's right next to Ridgemont Foe. That's where Zero is from. These dudes are my age. These dudes I grew up listening to and idolizing. And they're actually cousins. Do you know that? Do you know that Zero and Trey are cousins? Man, and they've had a beef that's been going on for 15 years. And it's crazy now. You know, I heard, Zero said that Trey just snuck him. He just snuck him, and then 4 other dudes jumped on him. I mean, man, Jay Prince gonna have to solve that. He gonna have to squash that.
Everybody keep talking about beef. Like Biggie said, beef is when you scared to go to sleep. Right. scared to turn on your car anymore. That's when you know you got real beef. Not when I can see you in the club every so often and don't nothing happen.
And see what your buddy put, Robert. When she was a paralegal, they listened to plenty of recorded calls and snitch recordings. The song is just more evidence.
You can listen to it, but is it permissible in court? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's public record.
Is a judge going to allow you to violate somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's admissible.
Yes, Robert. Once you put out a song, and then I get somebody to call me and corroborate that. Oh yeah, they're gonna give me a wiretap.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just that simple.
Robert, everything started being admissible as far as that with the Patriot Act, bro. Patriot Act killed all that. Ain't no more privacy. You can't say nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be, you know what I'm saying, permission in court, man. That's you violate somebody's constitutional right when you do that.
Then they should sing songs in public.
Like I say, you can pick up everybody then.
No, you can't. Who making a song? What? Tell me what BT. Tell me what BT sang about.
Everybody made a song talking about killing somebody.
What BT? What? Tell me what BT sang about. Tell me what Jermaine sang about.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about rappers. I'm talking about rappers, man.
Stop playing. What did Digital Underground? Who did Digital Underground sing about killing?
Nobody.
Okay. Who? Come on. Who did Nelly sing about killing? Nelly sang about stealing somebody's girlfriend. That ain't against the law. Come on.
Right.
It's only certain groups who keep wanting to do this gangster rap. Every rapper ain't doing it.
Yeah, I mean, Kanye West, Ludacris. I mean, there was a time in the 90s, if you wasn't talking that gangster rap, you wasn't getting no play. You wasn't getting no burn. But Ludacris, the Nelly, Kanye, they evolved the game that bridged it to Drake, and now Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, these guys showing you the way that you don't have to talk about that gangster stuff to get spins. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be talented and original.
Y'all remember Black Steel in the Hour Chaos by Public Enemy, where he was talking about escaping from prison? Well, see, for that song to hurt him, he got to be in prison. Then all of that, if anybody died during his escape, that'll be used against him. But he ain't never been to prison to shoot up no prison guard, to shoot the prison ward. He ain't been in prison to do none of that. These folks these folks putting their life story to music because they want street cred. Chuck D them didn't care about street cred. Public Enemy didn't care about street. Ain't none of them rappers who was singing that life and were revolutionary. They wasn't living that life. They was trying to make life better. It's a difference, brother.
Right.
And
there were storytellers back in the day. They used to be storytellers, and they would tell the stories of the streets. But now,
the streets, not their personal stories.
Now these guys are biographers. They're biographers.
I think once they start doing it, they open up Pandora's box, man. And you can't just stop with rap. You can't stop with rap now.
Who else?
And I think that's what they're targeting. They're targeting it because it's rap.
But who else singing about killing each other?
I'm pretty sure there was some lyrics out there, man.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of lyrics out there.
Predominantly,
guys doing that.
Predominantly, who out here rapping talking about killing each other?
Who out here talking about forcible felons? We ain't talking about people who had affairs on their wife. We talking about who out here committing forcible felonies, want they street cred for it, and standing behind it. Who? You saying you pretty sure? So that's the phrase for everything. Oh, I'm pretty sure. But if you can't name them, then you ain't pretty sure.
Let me ask you something. What's worse, audio or visual?
All depending on what I'm looking at.
What's worse, audio killing or visual killing? What's worse? Visual. So why are they going after actors and actresses then?
Because actresses and actresses.
I mean, what's the difference, man? The only difference between a rapper, he rapping about, he telling the story, and he rapping a story.
But Robert, some of these,
Robert, if the Born Identity was true, Matt Damon was actually reenacting what he did, then they could get him, but he's not. It's complete fiction. What these dudes doing today,
just like rap music, it's fiction, man.
It's not fiction, bro. This is what they doing.
That's what you want to believe. Your girl is saying they got evidence out. The song ain't the evidence. The song is added to the evidence. We hear you confessing these stuff. We getting these phone calls. See, you keep wanting to take one piece and see, and this I keep telling y'all, because they don't share stuff with us because they got an ongoing case. We fill in all the blanks of stuff we don't know. But have you noticed she ain't indicting every rapper? She's going after certain ones because they got certain information that they ain't got to share with us. And see, we want to keep making excuses for them, but we don't know. We don't know until they get to that hearing. And then guess what they're going to start doing? They're going to start snitching on each other, trying to reduce their time. And then you're going to see what it is, because it's a reason that they're panicking, because if you just being a creative genius, you ain't going to panic. You ain't going to panic.
It's
not now time.
I think it's a slippery slope, man, to do that.
What's a slippery slope, Robert? Robert,
you know what I'm saying?
What's the guy name that shot the girl making that film?
Unless I say I shot BT dead in front of 1345 McNabb Drive. You know what I'm saying?
But you,
All right,
see,
you remember?
you don't understand law, bro. All you gotta do is say, "I shot a dude in Bankhead Court," and this, and they go look for it, and then bam, and now they got somebody who's seeing you. See, all that free lip. All that free lip is putting yourself at the place of a crime. You ain't saying you saw something happen. You said I did it. So guess what? Which one is better? The visual, because you are confessing to something that nobody else had the knowledge of. See, and we got to think that's part of the law. When you start admitting stuff that the average person wouldn't know, yes, they use that against you because nobody knew about this dude getting shot at 845. So how did you just happen to know that? That means you had to
how your wife called me extra?
Cause you be trying.
And she live with you every day.
Right. Extra. So if she live with me and she calling you extra, you know what that means, don't you, Robert? You
gotta be extra then. But no, Trina, I'm just saying though, we've been listening to these guys sing these lyrics for years. NWA. Everybody been talking about murdering people in their lyrics. You know what I'm saying? But now it's the proof. But why are we making this acceptable? Why are we making this acceptable now? You know what I'm saying?
Robert, who the NWA say they killed?
They didn't say nobody. Just like these rappers ain't calling no name. They ain't
yes,
saying no
they
name.
Are. Yes,
they ain't saying. They ain't calling names, man.
Robert, okay, when you leave the church, when you leave the church. And you get in your car, I want you to drive to the flea market and get some of these CDs. Don't listen to the radio now because you ain't hearing this on the radio. Listen to the CD. Listen, that ain't edited. Listen to that. See, you'll
hear it on the radio. Lil Durk got a song where he talk about not necessarily doing it, but he's implicating that he do it.
All right.
Easy did the whole song about an armed robbery.
Right. All right, Rob. Okay, they do talking codes. Now, this Young and Ace, he's the rival to the other dude, Fulio. Okay, he has a song. In Fulio's crew, he had a dude named Bibby that got killed, right? And it was supposedly done by Young and Ace, his crew, him and his crew. And what they did in the video? They wore Mike Bibby jerseys, and to mock Fulio and them about their dead partner. That's the stuff they use against you. You see what I'm saying?
Man, hey man, look, I digress on it. They're like if I get some chicken grease missing, I can't say DVP got the chicken grease, but I play his when he leaves the show, love a piece of chicken grease. Oh, he got the chicken grease. You see what I'm saying? You just can't say that because he said it and he did it. You got to realize on a murder investigation, it's breadcrumbs, right? It's breadcrumbs. You felt that, didn't you, DVP?
You're extra.
If that leads, but if love, peace, and chicken grease leads you to someone who knows who shot that knows somebody that DVP shot, you see that breadcrumb that's leading it to him. You see what I'm saying? That like DVP saying is like that's not the only thing they're going to court with is a CD in their hand. Say, hey, look here, no. It's one piece that leads to the trail and that leads to that leads to the case that leads to the conviction.
Man, what you got?
Robert, put this into the. Now, listen to this. Now I know everybody heard
Yeah, he got 5 years, right?
Yep.
Big come get it back in blood. We ain't masked up, no Dodge Rick, niggas know who it was. Doing shit just like the 80s, want some back, get it in blood. You know he took this shit from you, come get it back in blood. The nigga killer ain't dead, so I know RP. So you know 300 shots up in the car before we pick up dirt. Nigga who ain't got shit going, go grab a biz and get alert. Shots to G-Post RP and he in the dirt. You gotta know I go too far. come hold up on this. One of them might stand for Oprah. By 20, I lift up in the cake, still in the Glock. Leave my door unlocked and stop. I like getting on feet off the cop. Get up close, doing dirty, I ain't showing love. 11,000 all ones, let my hype get in the club. Your faces up on me dirty, I went got it out the mud. If I took some, get it in blood, I don't give a fuck where we was. Bitch, I got my own, I don't listen to
Okay.
all they wolfing on the niggas.
Hold on, that ain't it's just coming up.
Everywhere they would, you know, this shit from you, come get it back in blood. Bitch, come get it back in blood. We ain't masked up, no doctor. These niggas know who it was. Storing shit just like the 80s. Won't come back, get it in blood. You know, took this shit from you, come get it back in blood.
Killed your man, you keep on talking, better get that shit in blood. Give my shorty them a dub, then they gon' walk inside the club. Hit his little ass with that switch, I bet that switch up his nerve. Fuck the odds inside.
He said, killed your man.
Yeah.
He killed your man? He said he killed your man. Who man? Who man?
Whoever they talking to, they know who they talking to.
And that's why the slippery slope come in. Who man? Who man? Who man? You know what I'm saying? He didn't say no name.
Rob, you act like, okay, now.
And I get where y'all going with this.
Yeah.
But it's not. He's not giving specific what he's doing. He probably said this in every song.
But that's why they got the rap. You ever heard of the rap police? They actually got a police force that listen to this stuff, and they know who the crews be. Who they know who he talking to. They know who died the other day. So if Toot Toot died the other day, he from this set, and Blow over here said, I shot Tutu in the head, or I shot my man and he dead. Let's put two and two together.
And let me just break this out how easy it is.
What kind of evidence did that call?
Robert, let's just say all four of us in that video. All it take now, I'm gonna use Jermaine because he my favorite. I pulled Jermaine over because he got some weed. Jermaine don't want to go to jail. And be like, yo, Jermaine, oh, you that dude that was in that video. Yo, you know the dude that was singing, this dude he killed. It don't take much to turn people, Robert.
It
don't
Especially
take
if you got a pistol. If you got weed in a pistol.
Keep acting like it's got to be so hard. Once you get somebody who don't want to go to jail, and they dropping dimes. They dropping dimes. And that's so now I got somebody who can put all these pieces together. They can explain to me who Tutu is, who Boo Boo is, what street they was on. So now this whole song fits a police report.
Right.
They ain't got to make this stuff up. All they need is somebody to put the pieces together for them and explain what this mean and that mean. And then bam, it don't take one other piece. Yo, I can get that gun that he's shooting with. Bam, and that's it, because they got so much laying around. Bro, it ain't that. I'm here to tell you, Robert, I done pulled people over for driving with a suspended license who was willing to give me dudes who was selling weight because they didn't want their car towed. Simply because they didn't want their car towed. Hey, man, what I got to do now to get my car towed? But what you got? I can tell you about somebody who's stealing TV, bro. I don't care about nobody stealing TV. I can tell you about somebody who's selling drugs on the corner, bro. I don't care about nobody who's selling. Yo, well, I know this dude, he's selling keys. Prove it. All because he didn't want to get his car taken. It don't take. Y'all think this? It don't. Being a police is probably one of the easiest professions around. Being a detective, because everybody want to tell on somebody. I'm mad at BT. BT took the little shot I was trying to holler at. So guess who on my radar? BT. All I need is for a police to look at me the wrong way. I got a reason to give up BT. Now here comes Jermaine. Look here he go. That same police who got BT. Yo, I got something for you. Ain't you trying to get promoted? Because they swear they're helping us. Ain't you trying to get promoted? Shoot. If you can pay this light bill, I'll give you the number 2 man. They don't want nothing, but they tell him. And we still don't get it. We our worst enemies because we keep falling for the okie-dokie and we blaming them. They ain't smart. They just sitting back waiting. Because we can't wait to tell. What Trina say? It's like soon as they do something, they want to tell everybody. And what did they say about secrets? As soon as you put it out, you already in danger. I wouldn't even single. Ain't nan brother on this panel. I'm gonna call all y'all out right now. Ain't nan brother on this panel who ever did something unfaithful in a relationship made no poem about it. We ain't that stupid. When we get asked about fidelity and good relationship, we all acting like we choir boy. We don't know. We don't even know nobody who cheated. I heard about a dude who cheated 12 years ago. I unfriend him. That's gonna be our stand. We ain't finna sit here and give tips on how to cheat from what we heard from somebody else. No, we old fools, but we smart old fools, and that's how we got there. These young boys ain't like that.
You see my picture? I'm praying.
Jermaine done turned into a Christian.
All right, then, man. But look, I digress on that, man. You know what I'm saying? But I stand by what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? I think it's violation of constitutional right, freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you can't.
But you support her.
I think it's
violating freedom of speech. Willis.
No, for speech means.
Yeah, but I do support her, but I think it's you know what I'm saying. But I want her to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? If you say you got a witness who corroborate that somebody did something, you don't need the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? What you need with the lyrics for? The lyrics can be talking about anybody.
Because
the lyrics is just the first. The lyrics is the first breadcrumb.
It's the icing on the cake. You confessed.
No, ain't nobody confessing nothing. You got random lyrics, freedom of speech, random lyric. Somebody, it's just audio acting. That's all it is. Audio acting.
Freedom of speech don't work for crimes you committed. Freedom of speech won't let you yell fire in a crowded theater. We keep saying freedom of speech, but we don't understand what freedom of speech means.
Right.
It means you can say certain things, but you can't instill panic in people.
That's why there's a Fifth Amendment that you don't have to. You can stay silent and not incriminate yourself.
But guess what? They don't want to do that.
People hate that Fifth Amendment. They talk that shit, but they don't use. They don't. That's the least amendment ever exercised. Shut up. Just shut up.
Now how you gonna say that and get mad because Trump used it the other day?
400 times.
Got him. DUD, I got him.
Watch crime TV and look at all these people who go into the interrogation room thinking that they smarter. They sitting there and they just when all they do is just, hey, I ain't got nothing to say. The police tell them you don't have to say nothing. You don't even have to stay here. And all of them, you see that little Arby's light go over their head. Oh, I'm smarter than these dudes.
Right.
And they sit there and they just keep digging ditches. Oh, and Trina, what's the line from Juice? Oh boy, you done fucked up now. You know you fucked up, don't you? You know you fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
That's menace.
I'm menace inside. That's what they do. Everybody think they smarter, and the dude just sitting there just listening. You dig your own ditch. Yeah, you know you fucked up, don't you?
Police, even on a simple from a simple traffic stop to a drug interrogation, they ask questions to get you to incriminate yourself. I don't care what it is. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Wait a minute, you didn't say it. And then they'll ask you, they'll repeat it. They'll ask you it 5 times. Well, I thought you said you was going to McDonald's. Now you're saying you're going to Wendy's. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to get a reason to get probable cause to search your vehicle, to search your home, to search your body. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm trying to tell you, man, use that Fifth Amendment, exercise your right to remain silent. And quit snitching on yourself in music.
All right, man. Hey, I got a question to ask y'all, man. Who do y'all think the king of R&B is? Who's the king of R&B? R. Kelly. He eliminated.
His music shit. I'm pretty sure everybody.
He eliminated, man. You gonna get the show shut down, man.
I listened to Chocolate Factory last week. I can't lie.
Why he eliminated?
But I felt the same way. He's not in the conversation no more.
Why he ain't? Who could be the
why he's not. You know why he's not.
No, I don't.
He's not in the conversation no more. There are people not even mentioning him in this argument. He's not even mentioned in this argument. But look,
we bound by their restrictions.
No, what I'm saying.
Ask us who the prince of R&B is then.
I think he is. I think he eliminated himself. You know what I'm saying?
How?
He's just like,
bro, prisoner.
Who the best?
Eliminate your music.
BT. Who the best cyclist all time is?
You can't say Lance Armstrong.
Why not though? Why not?
Because he got busted.
He got caught cheating in cycling. R. Kelly ain't got caught cheating. R. Kelly ain't stole nobody's music.
It's the same principle. Once you mess up, they don't look at you the same way, man. You know
BT, who was the first 2,000 yard rusher in the NFL history?
Orenthal James Simpson.
Ain't nothing can ever take that away from him because he didn't cheat the game.
But you never hear name mentioned with the greatest.
He should be.
Why not?
He's top 5. That's
the same reason you still hear Pete Rose's name, even though he cheated and he gambled. People still talk about Pete Rose. They don't never talk about taking Pete Rose out of the Hall of Fame. Never. Barry Bonds don't never.
Listen to what Usher said. Listen to what Usher said.
King, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I've been working to the point where I do own that. And I do deserve that. And I ain't going to ask for it no more. You're going to give it because I didn't work for it.
While on Radio Andy's Bevelations with host Bevy Smith, Usher confessed that, yeah, he is the king of R&B.
And I am because I was given a gift that came from God, man. A gift that came from God that says, hey, don't you ever forget, because I don't.
Not only is Usher thanking God, he's also tilting his crown to those who came before.
When you hear my voice, you hear their voice. I'm standing on the shoulders of all of the icons of our time. It is Michael that I stand on the shoulders of. It is James Brown that I stand on the shoulders of. It is Ronald Isley I stand on the shoulders of. It is Luther Vandross. It is Barry White. It is
R. Kelly.
DeGrasse. It is all of these incredible artists like Marvin Gaye that will never be forgotten as long as there's a breath in my body to breathe.
Thoughts? Usher, king of R&B? One, I think you have to decide, are we talking artists of all time or are we talking current artists? Because, I mean, if you're talking all time, even though he's the king of pop, you probably have to give Michael Jackson this title too. And then I would also heavily consider Marvin Gaye. And then someone who's still performing today, Stevie Wonder. When it comes to current artists, obviously Chris Brown comes up. But, I mean, his criminal record really affected his performance on the charts. So, no, I wouldn't give him the title. John Legend, EGOT winner. That's an interesting debate between him and Usher. I'd probably still give Usher the edge, but it's an interesting debate. So I don't think it's outrageous to call Usher the king of R&B. Yeah, I think it probably comes down to debate if it's current artists between him, John Legend, and Stevie Wonder. And yeah, I mean, if you're going to do that, then I think you got to give the title to Stevie. But I'm okay with giving Usher that title. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Listen, it's kind of like being an alpha male. If you got to keep telling everybody, then you ain't it.
Right.
You ain't it. You ain't it. Usher ain't it. Ever since he said this, who did he share the same girl with? R. Kelly.
But R. Kelly used to scream he was the king of R&B too, though.
Oh no, he sang it and he meant it, and he had a whole catalog. He ain't got to go on nobody and say, "Yeah, I'm the best. I'm standing." R. Kelly, hey. Who he is as a man versus who he is as an entertainer ain't got nothing to do with nothing. As an entertainer, R. Kelly is still ain't nobody going verses with him. Ain't nobody put out as much as him, as different as him. Nobody. And I'm a Prince and MJ fan, but we talking about the king of R&B. It is.
Ain't nobody that wrote as much as him. He done wrote for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, produced
for some of your biggest artists.
For him to say he's standing on the shoulders of Ron Isley to tell you he ain't even in the league. Come on now. Ron Isley. Stop the man.
But if you're talking about current guys, you got to say Chris Brown, because Chris Brown has really blew all. I mean, he sold more records than all of them. That's for sure, and have more top 100 hits than all of them. So, but Chris Brown gets eliminated because he beat up Rihanna. You know what I'm saying?
Just like R. Kelly gets eliminated.
But
right.
Ain't Usher passing out STDs? Come on now.
Stop it, man.
What we gonna do? I'm just trying to figure out now. The health department looking at Usher. They ain't looking at R. Kelly. Hey, I'm gonna throw Sam Shade in there. We're gonna throw Usher in there.
Man.
Why you gonna put the man business out there like that, man?
Yeah,
Well, anyway, y'all, DVP is on the show to answer some law enforcement questions.
Hey, I plead the fifth, bro. I plead the fifth. I'm not saying
if
that.
y'all have any law enforcement questions for this guy, man,
hey, from now on, you can't plead the fifth without this avatar. You got to have this avatar.
I got the first question for DVP. All right. Tamir, everybody's familiar with Tamir Rice, and so y'all seen the video of him getting killed, right? All right. The cop came in less than 2 seconds, jumped out of his car and shot him. Right now, I saw a documentary on him, and the guy says, "All right, this should not have happened because the police officer should have known Tamir Rice. Should have been like pulled up, be like, Tamir, why are you playing with a toy gun in the park? Put the gun down. Bring that over here to me. Quit messing with folks. Go take your butt to school." You know what I'm saying? But my point is that it's like they don't do community policing, and it seems like when I hear union reps, they are against community policing. That's getting out into just patrolling the people, going to the park and shooting basketball with people, getting, knocking on doors and telling people, hey, I'm officer friendly. If you have any issues, here's my card. Why is the police department as a whole against community policing?
Okay, one, that's not what community policing is. It ain't police departments against it, it's police officers are against it.
Okay.
When you want me to live in a community, you take away all my privacy because then everybody want to come knock on my door. I can't have company because everybody's watching me. Because we still get out. We still will get out and walk. And you can always find videos where we goofing off and playing basketball with the wrong group of people sometimes. But to live somewhere where people can have constant access to me, anytime I do something that somebody don't like, they come into my house. And that was never taken to the equation. When they try to give us these low price housing to get us to live there, and a bunch of them did it, and then they saw the downfall behind it almost immediately, because then you don't never get no privacy. You won't do the 24 hours a day now. You can't never do nothing, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm. So that's what community policing is, actually living amongst the and on the beat that you live that you work on.
Yeah.
All right. What about the beat? All right. Let's say that. Let's say you don't live amongst them, but why not? When you're working the beat, when you're doing your patrol, are you getting out talking to the shop owners, to the corner store people? Are you getting out talking to people? Are you knowing the people that's in the community? Because it seems like the only time they come is when they're called and there's something going down and they're taking somebody to jail.
Because
you see what I'm saying?
If I get out and talk to you at your shop and then rob a shop, get robbed, they're gonna say, why weren't you patrolling? It's a double-edged sword, and the officer's the one who keep losing. Because if I spend time to try to get to know everybody, them 10 minutes I'm in your shop just making my presence known and interacting with people, when somebody else getting robbed or stabbed, everybody like, why he in BT shop? Why he in BT shop? So it's a never-ending cycle that the line officer can't win. And then you throw in the fact that I would say 95% of most departments are undermanned. So if in your neighborhood we're supposed to have 7 officers, we ain't got but 3. See, all that take away, and this is something that nobody ever discusses. How undermanned are we? So a lot of it is you bouncing from call to call to call. The officer don't get a chance to catch a second breath. He don't get a chance to breathe. He don't get a chance to do a lot of stuff because he moving too much, because now I'm working for 2 or 3 people. So I am a little less friendly because I got to keep responding to calls. I'll never just get time to do stuff unless it's raining and everybody in the house, or I'm actually doing something off duty in patrol. When I go play basketball, when we go do the shot with a cop, ain't none of them cops on duty when they do that. All of them that's on their off day time. But as soon as something happens, guess what we got to do? Everybody got to run out of target and respond to a call. So we got to leave all the kids there. It's just a lot of backstory that people don't realize, because the politician ain't gonna tell you that all the money you paying in taxes, they still undermanned by about 300-400 people.
Let me ask you a question. Is a taser considered a deadly weapon? I mean, the taser company said it's not.
All depends. Who using it?
Yeah.
I mean, is a drill a deadly weapon? All depends on who got it. And we want to take things at a hard black and white value until we throw yellow into the picture. If I got
the reason why I brought this up because the cops who killed the guy at the
Wendy's.
Yeah,
I know why you brought it up.
They you know why? That was the excuse because he had a deadly weapon.
Okay, and that was just the first one. But I'm gonna give you. I gotta. Y'all know what an aspartame is, right?
Now keep in mind in order for a cop to carry a taser, don't he have to be tased himself?
Yeah.
With a deadly weapon. So you tasing the cop with a deadly weapon?
Understand. Y'all know what an aspartame is, right?
Yeah.
I got an aspartame. Now, if I'm trying to use my aspartame in the hand of a trained professional, it's an aspartame. If BT take it from me, now it's a metal pole. He ain't a trained professional. So I'm trained where to hit, where to strike. I can't go at your head. BT ain't got that same training. So if he got it, he being reckless with it, then yes, we're going to elevate the status of it just because of how he's using it. So is a taser a deadly weapon? Who using it and how? Who using it how? The recklessness of it tells you what it is, because if you're not using it in the means it was intended to, when is a car a deadly weapon? When you got an unlicensed driver behind it. But a car is never a deadly weapon, but you can use deadly force on a car because of the damage it can do. And that's you can't say because a cop can do it, so-and-so can do it. What's the level of training? What's the level? What do they know about this? So you got to do that.
With that guy at Wendy's, he grabbed a useless taser because the cop had spent both charges in it, and there was nothing he could do with it. But he shot him anyway.
Yeah.
I understand. You don't know if a gun is empty or not. Somebody points an empty gun at you, but the cop knows it's a useless weapon, and he shot him anyway.
And see, this is what we say when we Monday morning quarterback. When you go somewhere, and it's just like if I shoot at you, and I'm out of bullets, and you grab my gun and you shoot back, is it a deadly weapon?
Let me talk about the gun, though.
But no, because what I want you to understand is...
But see, a taser is not classified as a deadly weapon. Even by the company that makes it, by the federal courts, it's not considered a deadly weapon.
Have people died from it?
Yes.
Yes. So guess what? That means there's an exception that it is a deadly weapon.
Well, that's water's deadly weapon.
Okay, don't nobody call a car a deadly weapon, but damn, we got to charge.
You gonna go down the line naming everything you can die from, right?
No, because you again, Tristan, you've been extra.
You moving on this other.
No, there's a charge called vehicular homicide, but cars are not deadly weapons. So how can a car be charged to kill somebody? It all depends on how the person is using it. You can't get around that because that is what the intent of the law says. How are they using it? Which is why even when we do stuff, and I tell people all the time, when cops say they shoot because they're scared, that's a no-go. You can't shoot because you're scared. You gotta have 3 reasons for it. When we fight, the law says, our training says, if I hit you above the neck, I better be in fear of my life. Because this is all a red zone. That means deadly force. Whether I'm punching you, whether I'm hitting you with a baton, the area determines what my intent is. As long as I'm hitting you in the chest, it ain't deadly force. The minute I put my knee on your spine, deadly force. The knee is not a deadly weapon until I put it on your back. The hands ain't a deadly weapon until I hit you in the facial area because of the damage that it can cause. So this is a totality of circumstances type thing. People get shot in the leg all the time, they don't die. So does that mean we're gonna say guns ain't deadly weapons? Of course not.
So what did he shoot him with the taser? What did he shoot the cop with the taser at?
Say it again.
He did shoot him.
There's nothing since I gotta wait to get shot. And the reason I brought the gun up is because we can say after the fact that both of the cartridges are gone, but in the middle of a fight, who's sitting there taking notes trying to remember what is and what ain't? If me and BT fighting Jermaine and Jermaine grab BT taser, I don't know if a cartridge is still in there. You want me to figure all that out in a moment's notice when he turn around and shoot at me. You asking for a lot. You asking for a lot. And remember, this is one of the things I learned from a lawyer. We love to jump to the end of the story. In the beginning of the story, the cops were totally professionals. The cops they weren't dragging him around, they weren't beating him. Who threw the first punch? Who escalated the whole event? Who escalated, Rob? Huh? Because he swung at the officers. Them officers weren't doing nothing. And that's where they were wrong. Because had they been total professionals and assholes like they should have been, he would have never got that swing in and none of it would have never happened. But we don't want to look at that. We want to keep going to the end and missing everything that led up to it. Because had he not done anything, none of this would have happened. We can't keep forgetting how things happen just because we don't like the way they ended. And it's like real life. Me and BT got an argument. We arguing. BT don't like the way the argument go. He want to swing. Well, why shoot him? Well, BT started the fight. BT can't regulate how the fight gonna go. He can't tell me, oh, we finna fight. These are the rules for fighting. Once the fight starts, the rules off the table. But as long as we just talking to everybody good. And who started it? How did it start? Were the cops there illegally? Yes, they were. Who called the cops there? When his buddy was sleeping. They got him out the car. They should have handcuffed him in. That's what they made a fatal mistake. They should have handcuffed him. But everybody was like, why they handcuff him? He was just sleeping. But had they handcuffed him like they were supposed to, none of this would have happened. None of it. He would have never got that first punch in.
Or they could have called his folks to come get the car like they do Rustin them.
They won't get the car. They won't get the car long as somebody in it. You still got to get them out the car.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rob's saying like he get out. He said my sister lives right around the corner. Why didn't the cop just say, you know what, man? All right, what's your sister's number? I'm gonna call her, and I'm gonna get her to come get you.
All right, remember now, he already thought he was in Clayton County. He didn't even know where he was.
All right, call his sister now, and your sister his sister knows.
The man think he in Clayton County. How much more information are you gonna take as his is credible? He think he in Clayton County. He ain't nowhere near Clayton County. So how much am I supposed to keep bending up? So now, if I let his sister come, who gonna get these car keys?
The sister gonna get them.
No, because guess what the sister gonna do?
We're a long way from Mayberry, man.
Do I believe that if I let you go and get the sister keys, she gonna hold on to them keys until you sober up? Of course not. I'm not even finna take that chance. I'm not even finna do it.
I think they should have impound the car. They should have impound the car. Somebody come pick you up, go on home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got a ticket. We'll see you in court.
He didn't give him the opportunity to let nobody come pick him up. He started fighting.
No, yeah, when the one cop was probably gonna do it, but the cop who shot him, you know, he had to be like, "Mo, God, come on, turn around, let's go to jail."
Right,
you know
right.
He didn't even see him, and that's the cop that didn't see him do nothing wrong.
So going to jail for drunk driving is reason to fight the cops. I want you to make it make sense to me now.
But see, and I think this is where the disconnect come in.
Going to jail for drunk.
Here's the difference between you and the community. You represent the law. The community represent what's right. You represent what's law. And that's what the disconnect between the community and law enforcement come in. You know what I'm saying?
But see, the minute I let him go and he doubled back and get in that car and he killed some kid because he driving, everybody gonna say the officer should have locked him up. See, and that's that double-edged sword. Everybody want to play Monday morning quarterback because how many times has somebody been let go and then went off and hit somebody? And then everybody say, why the cops didn't do their job? Why the cops didn't do their job? So
but how you gonna drive the car? But how you gonna drive the car if the car didn't impound? You impound the car. Impound the car, call the man to come pick him up, write him a ticket for him to come to court.
How do you get his sister come in him if he's swinging at you? Robert, the swing negates everything. Them officers ain't did nothing to him. They ain't show him nothing but respect. He swung. So, Jermaine, you gonna let me swing at you and you gonna still be respectful to me? I'm talking to you, Jermaine, because Robert, you extra. Jermaine, do I get to swing at you and still get the benefit of the doubt?
No.
BT, right. Do I get to swing at you and get the benefit of the doubt?
No. But here's the thing.
So look at the video. Look at the video.
But he didn't swing until they was ready to take him to jail. If they would have came up with, put their heads together, come up with a better solution other than going to jail, he never would have swung, right?
So when the police were there forcing that alcohol in this system so they could get their quota, I'm sure that's all they thought. At some point, I'm all for police reform, but you can't keep doing stuff and thinking that they got to keep bowing over to you. See, most of us don't care for drunk drivers because we know the damage that they cause, and they always like, oh, just let somebody come get me. We have a standard rule most of the time. We're going to call a tow truck. If your ride get here before the tow truck, you can ride off, depending on your level of drunkenness. Depending on your level. But you're still finna get these cuffs just to prevent what he did. The officers were wrong for not cuffing him. They should have cuffed him from jump, but they gave him too much play. Had they took that play out of him, then none of this would have happened. I can say that with 98% certainty. But the fact that they tried to be human to him and play, and we're going to just work with this guy because he don't seem like he violent. Wrong. He was violent. He proved he was violent. And now everybody's saying what the cops should have did. Why not just leave him in the car? Why not blame Winters for calling the police? Why didn't Winters just go get him and wake him up and call his sister? Why didn't nobody else do it before they got to all that? Why? See, we don't want to, as you say, Robert, what the people want. Why didn't the people who was in line behind him honking the horn, why didn't they do something?
Because they were mad. They couldn't get that number one Dave. Big Dave.
They didn't want nothing. They wanted somebody else to wear polyester to come in and fix their problem for them. But then we talk about what the community want. BT, when your neighbor make noise, do you say something about their loud noise first? You call the police.
I'll go to them first.
See, so now if BT called the police first, he go over there and somebody giving lip and the police run their name and then he have to end up taking somebody to jail because they got a warrant. Whose fault is it? BT gonna say, all I want to do is cut the music down. After he can't control nothing else. See?
Okay. All right. That's why you have that leads me into defunding the police. How do you feel about defunding the police?
It all depends on what you mean when you say defund.
Right, exactly what it actually really means, which is like if there's a homeless person outside your store, they don't necessarily call the police to get them out of there. They'll call the people from XYZ homeless shelter, and they'll come and they'll handle them, and then they go and they take them to the shelter, take them wherever they gotta go. Or like if there's a situation at home and somebody like as an autistic grown child, autistic person that's grown, and they're having an episode, you don't necessarily send the police out there. You send, people from like that from healthcare facilities to handle him, demilitarizing the police. I know you all for SWAT teams, kicking in the doors and stuff like that. But the ones that's over the top dudes, that's all they do is train, and when it's time for it to go down, they ready to shoot people. But demilitarizing them and then making them back more of a police force than anything.
If that was what we truly believe, and I truly believe that most of us believe that, why not bring back community policing for neighborhoods and have neighborhood watches? See, that way when you out drunk in the neighborhood, everybody know you. Let one of them come and deal with you, because I could get this professional to come deal with you, but because you're a regular alcoholic. But what if you at that alcoholic break and you become violent? What is this person supposed to do now? So we putting somebody else's harm. We putting a total stranger in harm's way. And I went to a call one time where a guy was having a break, and I tried my best to deal with it. His mama called. She told us something was wrong with it. I've been through this crisis intervention training. I've been through it. How to talk to people, how to do this, how to do that. But they pulled a knife and started trying to stab us. What would a civilian have done then? See, that's what do we do? Now we putting somebody else in harm's way. So now when he stabbed the social worker,
you back away. Then you call the police. Then if he get a knife,
right? You know how hard it is to run away from somebody with a knife. That's why we got to shoot within 10 feet rule. If they can get 10 feet with you stab. So now a police officer got to go with this social worker, but I got to sit back. And when you get stabbed, you're gonna ask me why I wasn't in there. Because if you notice now, even the fire department and ambulances at a hot scene, they won't go to the police, make the scene safe. They
won't go to the police get there.
So what make us think that social workers gonna do anything until they know that whoever they're dealing with ain't got no weapons? Where are they in this episode? And it's so many layers to it. Part of my thing with defunding the police is they need to stop having all these majors and chiefs, and they need to get their numbers up so that when we go answer this call, one, I can get trained. Because now I can't go to training. Because remember now, we 5 officers short on my shift, so I can't take off the train. So now I ain't as good as I should be. But we just got a major who taking up 2.5 positions. So we need to refund the police. They don't need all this top-heavy stuff.
I think reallocate funds.
Yeah, well that's what I'm saying. When I use
that's what defund means,
for crime prevention.
No. You got to do it for training. See, if you ain't got enough people so everybody can get trained, it don't matter what you do, you ain't got enough people. So even if we do what BT said and we get these specialists in there who can come do stuff, if ain't nobody there to protect them, we still back to square one, because now we got 5 people who there for these mental health breakdowns, but we still ain't got but 3 patrolmen. So what good are we doing? We still understaffed because we got all these majors and chiefs and colonels making all the money, and I can't get my training. See, once you train officers to be good and give them these stressful scenarios, see, they can start de-escalating on their own. But it's hard for me to teach BT to de-escalate in a nice scenario when he know he could back up. He could try to get to a position, but when he called for some backup units, ain't one coming for an hour and a half. Where you think that put him? He know he the only one working that side of town. Ain't nobody coming. So now you put BT in a position where he has to be more aggressive to try to get home. He don't want to hurt nobody, but he want to go home. So now he got this guy steady running at him with a knife. Pepper spray ain't gonna work. The taser ain't gonna work. Ain't but one way to stop somebody with a knife. Ain't but one way. So, but he can't get no help, so they can't even plan a countermeasure. At least if he could get some help, now we could come up with something. Because now we got something to work with. But when he by himself, there is nothing to work with. So we talking about, oh, let's get these people. No, you gotta get more officers so they can all get trained, so we can have these scenarios, and then we know what the plan is when we got a guy doing this. Because now, if it's 2 of us, hey, I go get the blanket out the car. So we get him here. Then one of us can just throw the blanket over and try to tackle him. But BT ain't finna try to tackle a man with a knife by himself. He ain't finna do it. He don't want to shoot this dude. But BT, what's more important, not shooting him or going home?
I hear you.
And that's what we keep being, because people won't tell the truth about the manpower shortages. Having more trained mental health people out there is a great thought process. But if you ain't got nobody to protect them, I guarantee they ain't gonna do it either.
Yeah, like basically, like in a perfect world, like if someone's having a mental health breakdown, you go there, you send a police officer there to make sure he doesn't have a weapon or anything, and then when it's clear, the policeman step back and let the mental health workers do their thing.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't even need that. We train to take people places. We just got to get them to that point. I can take a guy to Grady. I can take a guy to a shelter. I can't do it until I get him under control, though. I don't need somebody to tell me where to take him. I got a list of places that I can take him. I know these things because it's my job. When I get trained, I get a list of places. I get contact numbers. But I got to get to a position of safety before I can put any of that in effect. Because all this council going to do It's taking him to the same place I'm gonna take him to. He's just gonna talk to him as long as I can talk to him. But for the counselor, I'm the backup. Where's my backup? And that's all I'm saying. The counselor gonna cost you more than a cop. So why not just get another cop and train them so that they don't have to resort to deadly force because you don't give them no options other than be by themselves.
I don't think more cops is the answer. I think it's a crime.
I know, but you don't think rappers sing about real life either.
But cops, I think, man, we have the wrong mentality, man. Rob said, more police for crime. Well, it's more training for crime prevention. Police don't prevent crime. They don't. What they do is they come after the crime has happened, and they don't stop. I mean, they can stop a crime in progress if they get there. But they're not a crime preventer.
Now, what I'm saying, you got to catch criminals before they become criminals. That's what I'm saying.
But they are crime preventers. See, and I'm gonna use Robert as an example. Me and Robert played flag football together. Some of them kids could talk to me, and they knew an actual cop, so they could see how cops are. We are the best preventers of crime because now people can associate with us. But this came just because I had history, so they know who I am. When one of the guys who was a coach of Little League, Booster, would have problems with his guys, he would call me. I would come over there and we sit down and have a talk with him. So yeah, we do prevent crime, but we got to have the numbers to help so that we can walk around and be seen, because nobody wants to be caught. And if you can't see us because we so short, and I got a 300-mile area that I'm patrolling by myself, nobody's ever gonna see me until something goes wrong. But if I got 6-7 other people, I can knock that down to a little 10-mile radius where I can do my thing and let people see me. So now when people have a problem, yeah, they can come up and just be like, hey, Officer Bell, come over here and tell little Johnny the ills of this. Because that's what Officer Friendly did for us back in the day. It was just one guy out of school, and we wasn't the same. We wasn't the same way, but we just don't have the numbers to do that now. We don't have the training.
They stopped Officer Friendly, man. They ended that.
The numbers, Robert. That's what I'm telling you. When we grew up, and this is a real important because this is one of the things I push. When we grew up, to be a cop, you know what you had to have? You had to have experience working with the public. You know what that means? You know how to do? That means you know how to talk to people. That means you know how to be talked to, even aggressively, and you don't panic. Now, every agency wants a college graduate. I ain't knocking college graduates, people, so don't come for me. But in college, your stress is taking a test. You ain't never been verbally abused by somebody who was pissed off a lot of times. You don't know that they don't mean nothing, so you panic because you ain't never been through these experiences. I can train a clerk from racetrack to be a better cop than I can a guy with a 4-year degree, because that clerk at racetrack, they don't have people talk to them all kind of ways, and they didn't panic because they got used to it. So now they become better at verbal judo. You let some people vent, get it out their system, and then they're on their way. But the first time you hear somebody say, I'm finna slap you, and you step back and grab your gun, you already prove you ain't about that life. The racetrack clerk ain't gonna do that. The now-store clerk is going to ever do that because they've been in that scenario where people talk a lot. But that college kid ain't never had that experience. They know they stress is a final exam. They stress is studying for a test. Where people who've been living life, their stresses ain't the same. And you had less problems with cops who didn't have college education. But everybody wanted a more educated cop. They thought that was going to make us better. And it didn't. And like I said, I ain't knocking college kids because, yeah, there are some college kids from the hood, but they ain't going to be cops. But if I can take that racetrack person, that guy from 7-Eleven, that girl from Circle K, I can make them into a good cop because they know how to talk to people. They know how to deal with verbal stress.
Oh, well. Well.
Why don't sheriffs get as many disputes as police officers? Sheriffs work in a jail where they're constantly verbally harassed. So when they hit the streets, it ain't the same. Sheriffs start off without a gun. So when they get to the streets, they've been used to handling people without a gun. It ain't their first response. Police have never been without their gun. Never. Sheriffs usually don't get theirs for 2-3 years because you go to the jail, you go through all this other stuff that we hate, but it makes us better at dealing with people. Nobody. And Robert, who liked to fight the most? Sheriffs, because that's all we knew. We didn't know to shoot. We learned how to fight. We learned how to use our mouth to get us out of situations. Because in the jail, you always outnumbered. Always. Radio or not. Everybody could come to work. It still ain't never 60 people at work for this 60-man cell I got.
Y'all like to fight. Y'all didn't know how to fight, though.
What you got for me, BT? I ain't paying Robert no attention.
You got me, man. I mean, you answered all my questions, man. And I mean, I was a little disappointed, but I can't fault your logic.
One of the things that I push for is community courts, and I'm gonna use us as a neighborhood where you got community court. When you got kids or young adults who commit a crime, before you call the police and get them a record, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna sit there and say, hey, well, my son broke your window. So this is what my son got to do. He got to fix your window, cut your yard for 2-3 months, whatever. As long as he do that, and we're gonna have a police as the final judge. As long as he do that, nothing happens. Should he fail to do his community service, then he get put in the system. We can't put him in the system and rehabilitate them. Let's rehabilitate them before they go to the system. But that's something communities got to embrace first. And then you can have a judge you can have a cop as an overseer. If he don't do what he's supposed to do, now we can push him and put him in the system. But you shouldn't keep getting put in the system for shoplifting. You shouldn't keep getting put in the system for most of the misdemeanor stuff. For smoking weed, you shouldn't keep getting put in the system for that. Those things are correctable at a grassroots level. But people have to want to be more accountable for their neighborhoods and stop trying to push to everybody else. Because
I like that.
But that's something that we got to push for, that we got to start standing up and doing. I mean, that's one of the things that's big on my list is that community, that true community policing from the community.
I like that.
Did I do better now? You ain't upset with me no more?
You know I wasn't upset. It's just that, man, like I didn't. You know, like when I try to learn, man, I try to grow as a person. So like, just because I didn't get the answer I wanted doesn't mean that I'm not hearing what you're saying and I'm not taking the value from it. So yeah.
I didn't get the answer I wanted on no lyrics either, man. So he disappointed me on that. You know what I'm saying?
But anyway,
I thought he was gonna stick with the law on that. You know what I'm saying?
I am sticking with the law, but see,
constitutional law.
We ain't talking about constitutional law now. We talking about criminal law. See, it's a difference. So you mix them, you don't know what you're doing. That's why I'm talking to people. But see, BT, this is where it's important that we have the the MPU meetings where you get to talk to the community and you tell them what they want and let them buy into it. But now ain't nobody showing up at the MPU meetings. So everybody got something to say, but when you ask them to police their own communities and keep us out like we used to do way back in the day when we had real OGs, you don't have nobody volunteering. Everybody would. Tamir Rice, if they knew it was a toy gun, why even call the cops? Why even call the cops?
Yep.
And you know, and that's the part we don't look at how things start because the police ain't gonna respond to, oh, he out here playing with a water pistol. The cops ain't coming. So you put a cop on alert that a kid has a gun, and it's enough of a gun that you're scared. So when he get there, you want him not to be scared. When the 911 call says this, all of a sudden you want me to start making secondary assessments. I'm this far. How do I know if it's a real gun or not? Especially if it ain't. Hell, even now they're making colored guns. But if it ain't fluorescent where I can see through, how do I know from my vantage point? Because I don't want to get too close in case it is a gun. So What is it that you expect me to do with the information I've been provided? You telling me it's a felon going on, but now you want me to act like officer friendly. I can't do that. My mom and my wife ain't gonna appreciate if I get shot trying to be cool with somebody. And if I give you the loud verbal commands, drop the pistol, and you turn around and you trying to show me that it's just a gun, that don't work for me. Because it don't take much once you turn while you showing me to shoot me. Oh, he should have knew it wasn't a real gun. How should he have known? I'm willing to listen. We can know now way after the fact, but when it's in his hand, I can show you 7 guns right now, and 5 of them ain't real. And I guarantee you can't tell me which one it is. Because they all look alike because everybody want the real looking guns. You buy the airsoft guns, they don't shoot out nothing but pellets, but they made it look like the real thing. We train with them. So if you buy one, you can get them at the mall for $150. If you pull out one of me, how am I supposed to know it's a real gun or not? I'm supposed to sit there and wait till you pull the trigger twice?
That's where legislation comes in, where they say to make every gun that's not real, that does not shoot real guns, has to be painted, the entire gun, fluorescent orange or fluorescent green, not the little tips, the whole thing. Yeah, and I know what you're gonna come back with, DDP. Well, you can just take it home and paint it black, But at least, you're not gonna get rid of that element of crime. You're not gonna eliminate that, but you're gonna eliminate little Johnny who's just playing with a gun, that has that's not a criminal. You'll eliminate that. You see what I'm saying?
How about if we just make guns that don't look real? Forget the color, because you can buy color guns now. What if we just make guns that don't look real?
Right.
Because
I agree with that. I'm with that.
Six shooters we had, they didn't look real. Them little cowboy guns, they didn't look real by no measure. They didn't look real by no measure. But we want to be so advanced that we put ourselves in trouble. I teach a class and I show people. I can show you a phone gun. I can show you a comb gun. I can show you a super soaker shotgun. How I show this to officers so they don't get caught up. Well, I didn't know that. Well, you're right. It ain't your job to know it, but all these things exist. Look up cell phone guns. Look up the comb gun. They're easy, and you can buy them anywhere. These need to be made illegal. While we talking all the other stuff, let's stop making them so easy to get. Let's stop making them, period. And then you take a lot of stress off of us to have to make a split decision about something that looks real at 10 yards.
Right.
Yeah. Life is kind of simple. But these are things that we got to buy into and stop wanting to have the most realist looking this, the most realist looking that. How many of these little Jeeps that we buy for our kids look real? But you can buy your daughter or son a little Mercedes car. They don't look real.
Right. Like even emojis on social media and on text messages. Like if you type in gun emoji, if you type in the word gun, a little squirt gun is gonna come up. It's gonna be green. You know what I'm saying? So I think I think we can make it look unreal if we want to, if they want to.
If we wanted to.
Well, all right, fellas. We had the part and comment part of the show. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming on, man. You know everything, man.
I don't know everything.
My man, DVP, y'all. Y'all check my man out. To what time? I got 6 o'clock. I got you come on. You started at 6.
6 to 8 tomorrow. And maybe Robert will come instead of talking about his days of work.
Yeah, y'all check y'all check my boy out tomorrow, man, at 6 o'clock. He hold out his own show. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could talk like that. You know what I'm saying? I be needing BT to come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about that turning the show to me and BT show. You know what I'm saying? All other co-holders don't show up. You know what I'm saying? BT be faithfully, man.
DVP, what's the Soul Patrol?
Oh, that's me and Robert team. See, he got the shirt that say Bankhead Court. Our flag football team was Soul Patrol.
Oh, okay, all right.
They finally let an old man come over there because they couldn't stop me, so they finally let me be on the team.
Hey, you know why? The team he was on, they couldn't beat us. it was one of I can't beat them. I'm gonna join them.
Hey, BT, what he gonna tell you?
Hey, BT,
we were 12. We were 12 deep. They had 40 people. They just wore us out with numbers, but we were giving them hell. We were giving them hell.
Don't believe that, BT. He left the sheriff team to come play with the gangsters.
Remember that I came from Lexus. Don't start no joke. I still got my Lexus jersey. The sheriff. I got suspended because I wouldn't play on the sheriff team.
Anyway,
Let me go see my wife. It's time for us to eat.
Well, anyway, y'all follow my man Jamara, man. Random Thought with DVP on Facebook. Go to Random Thought. He'll cut you out. You don't go to Random Thought page. He'll cut you out.
Hey, but why he talking in turn? Hey, man, y'all know the Overflow show is what's up. Don't just like the show, share the show. It's free. Share the show. This is the one something we can do to support our people that don't cost nothing but 10, 15 seconds. Even if you can't stay, when you come on, click share. Click share. That's all we got to do. The more you share his show, the more he gonna be. The Facebook is gonna come to him, offer him money to run ads. Same thing with Random Thoughts. You ain't got to pay to watch our shows, and we do this for y'all. We have conversations that y'all want to have. Sometimes it's driven by us, but it don't take much to share it. Invite a friend to come watch it. You just don't never know who will get like it, but share it. It's free. Tell people about it. It ain't that hard. Come on now. We got to support each other, especially the ones who trying to educate us. And as BT said, whether we agree or not, learn something, because sometimes you get some shit like, damn, I ain't never think of that. And I get that all the time. I ain't never think of that. So somebody told me something. And we got to be open, and we can sit here and disagree and never be disrespectful. That's the whole thing that we as a culture, as a race, have got to start doing more. Stop calling people names because they don't believe what you believe in. Right. We don't agree on everything, but Robert lived one life, VVP lived one life, BT lived one life. So we got to take all these experiences and make something that fit, that everybody got options. You can't just have one option and think it's going to be for everybody. And we got to get past that. I'm sorry, I just had to get a little spiel right while I was on your show, because you do a good job. I done called you and told you this before. And I'll tell you on air.
I appreciate it, my brother. You know.
I keep trying to get BT to come on my show, but I think he can only stay late one night a week.
All right, you gonna try to bully me in? Okay, let me tell you something. I cook every Wednesday night, and I listen to you, man, while I'm cooking every Wednesday night. So basically, I just can't participate because sometimes I be throwing down, you know.
Look, brother, hit a little something. Say something so I can speak to you and I know you're there. I had to tell people, if you don't say something, I don't know who there. And I be thinking nobody care until somebody say something to me in my inboxes on there, like, oh, they saw that show. But, you know, throw a brother some deuces or something.
All right.
Robert come in and speaking and run on that because he be having hot days. He don't want me to know nothing about to talk about, but, you know.
Rob was partying at the VMAs last weekend.
No.
You ain't make it to the VMA.
I chill at the home now. You know what I'm saying?
Robert can't dance. They can't go to the VMAs.
See, I got the big one, so all the rest of them don't matter. See, this is the number one all time right here. See, it ain't gonna get no better than this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man.
Can I do a parting shot real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I really don't have much different what I say, man. All right. Negativity, leave it behind. Positivity, push it forward. Let's go. Don't stop going after your goals. Don't stop that bus, like Rob said, to fight with people that's insignificant. Keep your eyes on the prize. Push forward, and leave negativity backwards. All right. I love y'all. See y'all next week.
All right, peace out, my brother. You want to do another part comment?
No, sir. I don't took up enough of your time. I just appreciate the invite, brother.
Man, you welcome to come all the time, man. You know, I really value what you say. Sometimes I just challenge you for the hell of it, just to get it all out. Like, you know,
I told you, I'm your part-time co-host when I got time when I ain't working.
You know, I just hate when everybody agree, man. So I have to be devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying? I have to be the devil's advocate sometimes on these shows.
That's the same thing I do on mine. Sometimes I argue my own point.
Because there's some people out there who agree with me now.
Yeah, but you got to make people think. If it was easy, we would have figured it out a long time ago. We got to make people think, and sometimes you got to push that envelope.
Yeah,
so the only way you come up with solutions that's gonna work for the masses.
Yeah, man. You know. Appreciate you, man.
But do your thing, man. Let me go see the wife so I can stay off the divorce court.
All right, man. Hold it down, bro. All right,
and it's peas, popcorn, and chicken grease.
Yeah. Peas, popcorn, and chicken grease, bro. All right, man.
All right, later.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in, sharing, commenting. Till next week. Peace out. Peace out, baby.